Previously on the Traveling Together Journal, we built this ridiculous-looking camper and set out on a journey through nearly every state in Mexico and every country in Central America. We kayaked through mangroves, rafted down rivers, hiked on glacier-capped mountains, learned to scuba dive in the Caribbean, surfed some absolutely epic waves in the Pacific, and always kept an eye out for wild critters along the way. Now, after 487 days and 21,000 miles, we find ourselves in Mexico, approaching the final border crossing of our trip.
So we just entered the state of Sonora, and if you look out there, those mountains in the far distance, that's New Mexico. Pretty crazy. 487 days we've been out of the country. Alright, it just became dark and we just arrived in Agua Prieta. We are just gonna go and head straight to the border.
The border crossing from Agua Prieta, Mexico to Douglas, Arizona, USA was completely different from the border crossings we had grown used to in Central America. Instead of parking our car and walking to different offices as we checked ourselves out of one country and into the next, at the U.S. border we stay in our vehicle and sit in the long line of vehicles leading to a kiosk where a U.S. border agent checks our papers and hopefully lets us in. We waited for about an hour, talked to the border agent for about 45 seconds, and were let into the country.
Well, we're here. We're back in the United States. There was no checking out of Mexico, so that was really weird. We got on the wrong line, but by the time you could see that we were supposed to be in a different line than the one we were in, you couldn't change which line you were in. Anyways, he was really nice, he didn't care. Oh well, we're here. Good morning! We survived our first Walmart parking lot camping experience. It was not bad, and I just woke up in the morning and just went to the bathroom. Easy peasy. Hey Matt.
Yeah?
How was your first Walmart sleeping experience?
I slept pretty hard for the first few hours. I was pretty exhausted from the drive.
Yeah.
But woke up pretty early this morning and couldn't go back to sleep. Pretty sweet though. Went to the bathroom, didn't bring any toilet paper, and then just totally flushed the paper down the toilet.
I just told him the same thing.
Living the high life.
I do have to say, I think we slept decently well in a parking lot because we were really, really exhausted. Success! That was the easiest phone setup we've had in a long time. And it feels good to feel connected and just be able to call people. Matt is making his first phone call to his mommy. Yay! Matt's going into the post office right now to go and mail away our South Dakota registration. Why is this so freaking exciting? Because it took us all day long to figure it out. Well, we've completely given up on finding any camping where we can take a shower and have some Wi-Fi. It's just too expensive. So we are gonna head towards a free camping spot that we found on a website called Campendium. It's our first time trying to use it, and this one particular spot has a lot of very positive reviews. It's just some grasslands that has actual spots for camping, and it's BML land. We do got some nice mountain sunset thing going on back here. It's really nice.
One of them sunsets.
I'm so ready to sit in a chair and drink beer. It's been a long few days. I'm super tired.
And you don't just drink any beer.
I got good beer. I went to the Safeway. Oh, it's everything I remembered. So they're both IPAs. One's more citrusy than the other. So cheers to free camping. Cheers.
Ching ching.
Ching ching. That's happiness in a can. We just left our super sweet free wild camping spot in the Prairie Lands, and today we are headed out towards Roosevelt Lake via the Apache Trail.
We pulled over here at the Tortilla Flats County store, and it's kind of one of those, you know, Old West theme kind of places. They got all like the old farm equipment and stuff, and this guy hanging out front. But we stopped here to get the Tonto Pass so that we can use the recreation areas along the Apache Trail. And that's $8 a day per vehicle, and should let us camp in certain areas.
Wow, we have such an awesome camp spot. This is so cool. Look, we've got Lake View property. We are just leaving Apache Lake off the Apache Trail in Arizona. We are going to head past Roosevelt Lake. We're actually meeting one of my really good friends, Lauren, and we're meeting her at Camp Verde Hot Springs. I'm really excited. This is like what we have been looking forward to, and I think what kind of got us traveling so fast was just this idea of being able to see family and friends.
When we arrived, our friends were already there and had staked out a spot for us in the small dispersed camping area next to the river. We set up camp and set out for the hot springs, following the trail along the scenic riverbank and eventually crossing the river over to the other side.
So our friends are telling us a old tale about how this used to be one of Al Capone's like hideout areas, and it used to actually be a resort, and so that's why you find all this like concrete structure and palm trees. So it's pretty cool history. Be a pretty sweet hideout, wouldn't it?
The water seeped out of the rocks and cooled in a smaller concrete pool before flowing into this larger pool at a manageably hot temperature. It was the weekend, and the hot springs were busy, but the water did our road-weary bodies some good. After our soak, we returned to camp and enjoyed each other's company around the fire.
Good morning. We are just packing up and we're gonna head out to a waterfall hike. I don't know the name of the waterfall. I think on the sign it literally just says waterfall. We've been told by our friends it is one of the most beautiful riparian areas they know of. It's awesome what a little ground clearance and four-wheel drive and just knowing how to pick a line makes all the difference. We've been listening to cars like almost every single car that's tried to go up this thing has like hit one of those rocks really, really, really hard and then just like spun out and lost control. You can like see everything's just like super tore up around here, and Matt just like did that so easy, like just burp, 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 no big deal.
From the Camp Verde area, we headed over to Prescott to meet back up with our friends.
So Lauren's gonna take me to an old-time saloon. Saloon doors. Oh yeah. Cheers to cheers. We're getting ready for Halloween. Oink, oink, Kaya, oink, oink. All right, and Jagger's a Ninja Turtle.
Okay, wait. Everyone should be scared. Look, he's got a weapon.
Oh no! And I'm
You're Plankton.
I'm Plankton.
SpongeBob.
SpongeBob Plankton.
Obviously.
So this town that my friend lives in here is a really dispersed community. So the senior citizen community here has set up this huge park and all these booths, and they've got like a whole Halloween shenanigan thing going on for kids. So I just got all the sheets and bedding clean. Having a real washing and dryer is like huge. It hasn't looked this good in there since we left. We are not gonna make it to the Grand Canyon camping area that we thought we were going to. We're gonna go just a little east of Ash Fork and just camp at a spot that we see is like Forest Service land, and it'll be free. He looks so comfy. Little snuggle bear. We are on our way to the Grand Canyon. I'm getting really excited the closer we get.
Away, so sign both, please.
Yeah.
We get annual pass to national parks. So far, so cool being here when we are, because it's a weekday in early November, and on the little flyer the lady gave us, the busy season's technically till the end of this month, but we just rolled up to the South Rim Geological Museum parking lot, and there's like a ton of spots. It's pretty awesome.
The Grand Canyon was, well, grand for sure. We spent the afternoon walking along the edge and taking in the view. It was made all the more impressive as we learned about its geological history and the millions of years of erosion that have taken place to form such a massive canyon.
Matt's shell hunting.
This one's got like a hole top of the shell there. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's neat because we were at that like geological museum, and like part of their display was like showing how, all this got made. And so they were saying how like at certain times in geological history, like it was all underwater. So there's like a sea over the top of all of it, and you can like see what they were talking about. There's shells in the rocks. Pretty neat.
It is neat. We started out like right in the center, headed over to the west. So now we're gonna drive towards the east end of the park. My friend had told me about this road. It's way less crowded and you get kind of a bit of a proper hike. So we went ahead and left Jagger. He was already showing signs of fatigue. So I think he's pretty happy to take a nap. We are now going to race out of here and drive into the night again because that was so cold last night.
So we're gonna try to get to lower elevation, hopefully a warmer night. Amy started freaking out like she might have seen a sloth or something. And then I looked over and there was all these elk.
We're never gonna get out of here with elk sightings now. If we see anything else on the side of the road, we're gonna stop, so. So we had some really good news before we even went into the Grand Canyon today. Grandma got back to us and said our license plates had arrived. Yay! Also good news, Grandma said we could come stay the night tonight. We're not gonna get there until probably after 9 p.m. But they said they wait up for us, so we're pretty excited. I think that might mean another hot shower. Woohoo! Hey guys! Good afternoon! We hung out with Grandma and Grandpa and that was really pleasant, but we didn't want to bring the camera and have that involved. So we are headed to a free camping spot in the Lake Mead National Recreation Area on the Colorado River, just as it's turning into Mojave Lake. And the entrance to this spot is 4-wheel drive only. So I guess I'm hoping that maybe we'll be the only ones there. I see water. Well, we arrived just in time. We've got just a little bit of light left to set up camp. I was sitting drinking my coffee in the Ted Pier, and I saw what I thought was an otter and freaked out. And we watched it and filmed it for a while. And then it got out of the water and we're like, wow, that guy's huge. That's not an otter, that's a beaver. I've never seen a beaver before. Oh man, it's been such a cool morning. I was feeling a little discouraged that I had chosen this spot that was kind of out of the way because yesterday ended up being super windy and cold and cloudy, so we never got to go swimming. And then the beaver this morning, that was so cool. That like makes my day, that makes my week. That is like one of my favorite things about traveling, is just being able to see wildlife like that doing its own thing. It was really cool. So we are on historic Route 66 right now, traveling to a little town called Overland that Grandma like this had told us about, saying that there was a bunch of donkeys there. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. So cute. Oh, it's even softer. Oh my god. I just learned that this little donkey is extra small. She was born like 2 weeks ago, and they all have the "Don't Feed Me" sign because these are baby donkeys and they don't have their back teeth yet and they're still milking.
Hold it right there. Uh-oh. Your carrier don't belong to me. I just give you the gold to come and get it. Quit moving! Quit moving!
So we really scored on that timing. We just kind of dinked around town and the gun show happened. And they do that little act twice a day in this town, and they collect money at the end of it, and they donate all the money to Shriners Hospital. So their slogan is "They fall down so that they can help kids walk." Bye, Donkey Town! All right, onward. All right, we're turning on to the trail, we think.
Next time on the Traveling Together Journal, we roll into California on the dirt track known as the Mojave Trail. Along the way, we meet up with some old friends, camp out in the desert, and continue to push the 4x4 abilities of our home.